Hey guys, welcome back to the letter. This is TJ Gaming Girl signing on. So, last episode, we basically infiltrated BRC's office, and well, we ended up finding out that Isabella's dad, the very reason that she was here in the first place, had died. So, I hope that doesn't mean she's gonna go back to the Philippines, because it seems like she has good friends here. And maybe she'll find another reason to stay here. Huh? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint, maybe, maybe. Ay, ay. Getting the files back to BRC's archive room is a cinch. With the documents back in their proper places, I locked the door behind me, tugging it twice just to make sure. Now, on to the next order of business. Removing the evidence of our little excursion in here, or at the very least the parts showing what we've been doing during the past hour. Can't have our faces plastered on security footage showing us breaking the law, as it were. Going to have to wipe the data for Isabella's access card entries too. Surprisingly, finding their security room proves a breeze. What'll be tricky is getting inside. The fact that no one has walked out during the whole time we've been here means the room is either empty or their security sound asleep. I'm betting more on the former. If they're cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubt that they fired the guy stationed here. If they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place. It's a rather common thing for establishments. Just leave security recording indefinitely and only check the footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for a sign of anyone occupying the room. After a long minute and nothing, I give the knob a few rattles.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
We have lock pick sets, but those are only used if necessary and with a search warrant. Even then, it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtlety isn't on a cop's priority if they have authority to search the premises. Bolt cutters and brute force are the favored methods. If those fail, we call a locksmith. Me? I prefer the good old hairpin trick when those options aren't available. Besides, they're easy to hide and store for emergencies. Running my hand through my hair, I pull a pair of bobbing pins. I take 2 of these, and I can just about open any standard lock. One makes a lever, the other makes the handle. I won't call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick a lock. Good thing I practiced with them for a bit in my college years. I learned more when they're accessible and standard issues for law enforcement officer. A wiggle here, a click there, and I managed to seize all the pins in the locking mechanism soon enough. With a slight turn of the knob, the security rooms are ripe for the picking. The room's odor hits me first. A sharp, nauseating stench, as if someone's accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in the room. When was the last time they opened this place? You can see Isabella in the top one. Something's going to happen in the top monitor. I'm calling it.
Ugh, this place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
This is probably because of a badly botched effort to clean the place up. Even in the dark, I can spy dark stains on the walls. I really don't have the time to try and play is this ketchup or soda right now. But I have a strange feeling... But I have the strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As expected, no security personnel mans this office's CCTV controls, and the standalone DVR setup is open for anyone. Normally, I'd have a heap of things to say about this sloppy security setup, but right now their negligence makes the whole task of erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The next one should be the access card data. Hopefully getting into the computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything up till now has been smooth sailing. There have been hiccups, I'll give it that, though it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. Once I shift my attention to the machine standing next to the DVR setup, all of it swiftly evaporates. I'm no computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than a decade old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. With a heavy sigh, I power it up and mentally prepare myself for a soul slug. So, apparently, remains an understatement here. Takes a whole 3 minutes to start the thing up. The OS hasn't even started loading, and in my boredom, I start inspecting the live feeds from the cams. Only 2 work. One for the view outside, everything seems to be in order there, and the other for main workspace where it's a fleeting glimpse. What the hell is a glimpse? Sorry about that. It's a fleeting glimpse, a cursory glance, but the sight of it stops me. The image is a bit blurred. Oh, I see it. Oh, that's not good. The image is a bit blurry, but standing there right in the middle of the room by one of the cubicles, I can make out the form of a...
What the hell is...
I don't get too far into that line of thought. No few seconds after my words have slipped out without any sort of warning, while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is, the figure moves. Oh no. Isabella? A moment of paralysis. That is freaky. A moment of paralysis hits me when she stops right in front of the camera. Like a damn rookie, I go still in the face of danger. I definitely haven't been trained to handle the supernatural. And this is one, isn't it? And... oh, fuck. Her eyes bore into me, the malice in them, piercing. Even beyond the screen, it's enough to make me go numb. Only the mug crashing to the floor when my hand accidentally takes a swipe at it snaps me out of my trance, reminding me that I'm not the only one here. Isabella. It seems she hasn't noticed anything. Am I the only one seeing this? In any case, whatever's happening, I have to get her out. Gathering my wits, I quickly reach for my phone. It takes all 2 seconds before she answers, but there's no time for relief.
Ashton? Did you really have to call? We're practically on the same floor.
Get out of there.
What? What are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator.
You're creeping me out, Ash.
Just get yourself out of that place, now!
Without a second thought, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. But before my foot even moves, she disappears.
Son of a...
Oh! Hi, she's apparently the rain girl now. Instinct instantly takes over, and my hand quickly reaches for the gun at my side. I don't think a gun is going to help you with a ghost. Only to meet empty air. A mistake that costs me a few precious seconds, while the paperwork I've brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything in myself once more, with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in next, and I lunge towards the door. I sprint across the office without daring to look back. Isabella's already waiting in front of the elevators by the time I make it out of their office. Worry creases her eyebrows upon glancing at me, but I don't have the time to answer the question in her eyes. Soon as I reach her, I grab her arm, practically throw the two of us into the open elevator, and slam the button for the ground floor. A sigh of relief escapes from me when the elevator starts its descent. The clicking noise fades off into the distance. Beside me, Isabella ships, moving the stack of papers under her arms while she takes in my appearance. Concerned in her eyes, though all I offer is a small gesture of my hand while I attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In. Out.
Why are we in such a hurry?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good. What's wrong, Ash?
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. From the monitors, there was a fucking...
The rest of what I'm about to say dies on my tongue when the elevator stops and the doors open too. There's a moment's pause while we both take in our surroundings. Confusion understandably there.
Oh, come on! They should just replace this whole thing.
No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Right? But it's just as Isabel said. The elevator always did have problems when I visited in the past. Often she becomes so angry whenever we try to get to her floor, and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. That was always good for a laugh. I wasn't too worried then. Now? Oh no. From the distance, beyond the light's reach, the noise echoes in my ears along with the rapid pounding in my chest. Isabella stiffens and her eyes grow wide at the sound. Gingerly, she reaches up to grab the hem of my sleeve and grips it, hard, tight enough for her fingernails to dig through. Her eye searches wildly for the source of the sound, and while I stand protectively in front of her.
Ash, did you hear that?
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
You don't want that. No response. No response, only the soft sound of something scurrying across the floor and the walls in slow, deliberate movements. Faint, though still audible enough in this hush. Until it stops. A moment.
We need to go, Ash. We have to.
And then... This time, I'm certain it isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body freezes. Hands stilling mid-press on the button, eyes growing wide while waiting for any sort of movement from further back, and eyes strained for the source of the sound. I can't even offer Isabella any reassurances. Much as I hate to admit it, dread has seeped into every nerve in my body. And the blasted elevator still won't work.
This isn't in my fucking training manual.
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator!
Another series of shuffling against the ground and laughter. And all of a sudden, she's just there. Like a twisted spider, she stares at us. Like a hunger in her eyes and venom in the twisted manner she smiles. The glee she has well earned. When we're damn... What? When we're damn flies. Okay, I read that as when we're damn files. I don't know why. When we're damn flies that have been dropped right onto the spider's web.
Ashton!
Damn it! Damn it!
Without any warning, she moves, mocking me with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy.
Fucking hell!
Ashton, the door! The door!
I'm trying! Our lives are in the hands of a crummy elevator, literally hanging between life and death. We're not going to die here. Not in a damn elevator. 4, 9, 1, 3, 7, 2, 3, 5, 1, 9, 6, 4, 2, 9, 7, crap. Okay. 4, 7, 1, 6, 3. 5, 8, 6, 1, 4. 5, 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 1, 2, 6, 5. There! Oh my god. That one's kind of panic-inducing. As if a divine powers heard me swearing up a storm in my head. The doors close just as the thing looms near. Soon the elevator, the blasted thing, is headed up. Isabella's knees buckle in relief. In 2 ticks, she's hugged herself without any care for the mess of papers and folders she's dropped on the floor in her panic. She draws in one ragged breath after another, each one brimming with nothing but relief. And this is the most I've been tired my whole damn life. Not during training when my superior first asked me to drop 100. Not after a stakeout. But after smashing a fucking elevator button repeatedly. I slump to the ground beside her, worn out. But I don't let myself feel relief again. Not until we're out of here. Isabella seems to be of the same mind as she looks to me. Still, I found myself sharing a shaking laugh with her.
We're okay. We're fine. Right?
Yeah, we're good. Alive. Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs.
I don't know if that would have been any better. I can imagine her just pushing you down to your death. Twice. I've seen it. Thrice, if I include the party. Unless I'm tripping balls without realizing it, there's no doubt in my mind that this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it. But with the truth staring me in the face and almost killing me, technically killing me once, but that was in a previous life, it'll be stupidity to deny the reality of the matter. As soon as the lift hits the ground, we hightail out of the building. Seb's sound asleep when we pass by his station. However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I faced tonight, we really can't care less who will still see us on our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the farther, the better. I'm not gonna help, unfortunately, because this girl travels. I'm just not sure if that also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it. The fucking thing almost had us. Shit. It was only by luck that we managed to get the fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked in the last second. I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore at all. I'm panicking. Christ, losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it when another person's depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines and driving us off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get tracked. Luxburn Park brings a welcome relief, though only by some. The chill that has seeped into my bones is still there, furling and unfurling underneath my skin. If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's the last thing I want to happen when there are plenty of things to do. But this already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths? Just how many copies of the letter are out there? Isabella can't have the only one if other people are also getting cursed. Could it be that the one she's shown us is just one of 5? Maybe even more. That whole past list of 5 people business is ridiculous. But at that point, is it still? All in all, we found 21 people who might have read the letter, several of them deceased, 8 if we count Cooper. And that's only with what we can find right now. We have no idea how the contractors and specialists hired from outside the company are doing, if we are in any way affected. How many more people are suffering? How many are missing? How many are dead? I still can't even blame the rights for... Can I still even blame the rights for this? If anything, they might be in danger as well. Unfortunately, they are, especially Hana. Which... kind of have a bad feeling about this. I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big of a douchebag Luke Wright is. There's also that woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we get away from her? Shit, there's still so many things we need to look into. Yet all my body wants to do is pace, burn out whatever excess energy there is in me.
Ashton, I'm getting dizzy. Will you sit down?
It's the first time Isabella has said anything. She's been sitting quietly since we dropped here. Better and less distracting than watching her nervous habits, I suppose. She certainly seems calm now. Too calm, in fact, for someone who has just seen something terrible. But it's been more than a week for her already. People do get desensitized to things at some point. Even someone like Isabella. Who knows what's going on inside her head, though? Inside mine, there are too many, and many more of them would sit still. And none of them would sit still.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Just shit. Shit. Isabella, please tell me that wasn't...
What I'm not expecting, when I turn to her, is mirth. One that she could barely contain.
You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
I'm not quite sure what she sees in my face, but in the next second, a laugh suddenly bursts out from her.
I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have seen the look on your face back there.
Yes, right. Sure. I'm not the one who's panicked. You almost ripped my arm off.
Yeah, but...
Isabella, this isn't funny. We could have ended up dead.
They forgot that that woman almost got us.
I know, I'm really sorry. But this is just too precious to miss. You really lost your shit for a moment there.
You're trying to get back at me, aren't you?
Well, I'm not the one who kept calling someone scaredy cat for years. How does it feel?
I'm not scared.
Really? Because it doesn't seem that way to me. At all.
I'm not, all right? I just don't know what to do right now.
Immediately after, the moment passes, replaced by another tense silence. Laughter dies in her lips as everything sinks in. We're in deep shit, and it's finally caught up and hit us like a ton of bricks. Hit me more than anyone. Because she's been warning us of this since day one, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Despite that, she still reaches out to me, tugging my sleeve almost desperately. Her hands are trembling, and there's a tremor in her voice when she speaks. Without the cheer, only fear remains. One that she's been burdened with from the beginning.
We're still going to do something about it, right? Not just stand around and let that thing get us.
Unexpectedly, she leans her forehead against my arm, and her grip on my sleeve tightens. There's desperation in her. A quiet plea.
Don't want to lose anyone anymore, Ash.
I wish I could give her that promise. But with so many unknowns, so many things I don't understand about this, how could I? Why she so trusts that I can do something about this baffles me. It all feels wholly undeserved, considering the way I've treated her. Yet despite my reluctance, I find myself returning her hold in kind. A grasp. Warm and light enough for comfort. Not a promise, but the closest thing to it. October 30th, Saturday. Darkness blurs the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo from the far distance. Scurrying, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off. Ever so slowly, a chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me apart from one. There's only fear. Once again, her laughter echoes, a sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. We spent the night in Isabella's room. Were you cuddling? Morning breaks in a blurry mess of vivid shapes and colors. Oddly, there's no feeling of terror or confusion gripping me, despite the vague images that have driven me from sleep. Awareness kicks in slow and sluggish. As I blink away the last remnants of the unconsciousness from my eyes. The early morning light already streams from the open windows, and the memory sets in, and the room finally comes into focus. Isabella's apartment. Pushing myself upright, my eyes wander idly towards her prone form. She's hunched over the coffee table, both her arms under her head while she continues to rest. Then to the chaos of papers and folders we left scattered over it, before sleep has claimed both of us. We've bunkered down here last night. After both our nerves had calmed down, mine for the most part, staying together was an unspoken invitation. And anyway, I'm pretty sure neither of us want to remain alone when there's that woman. Is she still one in the first place? One that we normally call a human. Can I still feel guilt? Can it still feel guilt? Does it understand pain?
Fuck. I'd rather get charged for breaking and entering than mess with whatever that thing was any day.
Not that thinking about this still matters when all of our lives are in our hands. She's dangerous. If we don't do anything about her and this curse, we'll definitely be pushing daisies soon. can't let that happen. I've dallied on this long enough, left all of my friends in harm's way after the warnings they've all given me. Besides, beneath the terror and adrenaline that keeps me running, knowing what lies ahead for Isabella makes it hard not to take action. The paper sitting on the edge of the table calls my attention. At this light against my hand when I reach for it. It's caught my eye the night before, but with the lot we still need to go through, I've simply ignored it. The logo emblazoned at the top of the page, however, provides this paper a whole new meaning. Not for me, but definitely for her.
A scholarship grant, huh?
I've only ever heard her talk about this once or twice. Completing her degree, that is. She rarely grows about it in great detail, preferring to keep it to herself. Perhaps it's the fact that she thinks she's already too old to be chasing after it. It's been 5 years, after all, but I've caught enough snippets of conversation between her and Zach to know she's never given up on it. Despite how things have panned out with her father, she's one step closer to this part of her life. As silly as it may sound coming from a friend, I'd like to give her the chance to have this. Whether it means stepping out of my comfort zone and figuring what the deal with this curse is, I'll do so. If only to see that same smile on her from that time again. These days, the only moments she seems to show it is when she's asleep. Like right now, no matter how uncomfortable she appears. A smile of my own forms, despite this, when I glance at her sleeping form again. She hasn't moved since, her shoulders rising and falling in a slow, even rhythm with her breathing. You won't think she has any problems this way.
If only that were true.
Sighing, I place the paper back where I've gotten it, carefully, so I won't accidentally wrinkle or damage it in some way, and finally push myself off her makeshift bed. My makeshift bed, actually. Isabella shifts when I carry her off the floor and over to her bed, but doesn't wake. Simply tucks herself comfortably under the covers I pull over her. Briefly, though, she mumbles something to herself and draws in another deep breath.
Becca, Ashton's being dumb again.
She drifts back into a deeper state of sleep, like it hasn't been interrupted by the slightest movement earlier, but a small smile on her lips remain. When I find myself returning in kind.
Who sleeps like a rock now?
It's better this way. Better to leave her to her dreams for the moment, which I hope are better than the ones I've had. She'll have time to worry about our problems later when she wakes up. For now, this will be another thing I don't want to take away from her. A moment of respite, no matter how fleeting. She deserves this. After everything she's been put through. What I've put her through. In the meantime, I still have 2 other people I need to check with. Isabella will definitely get in a tizzy if I don't check on them. I'm going to end the episode there. Probably check up on Becca first, and then check in on Zach. Anyway, continue this in the next episode. Till then, this is the Gamer Girl, signing off. Bye-bye.